Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan TheOrganizer. So a new brand review today where I go over the entire lineup of products from a car detailing products company. And today we're looking into Armour Detail Supply. Now this is a coatings company from the USA. So they started their business with a few ceramic coatings. So this one here, the Armour Pro, a paint coating. They have their regular Armour for DIYers, and they have the wheel coating, which was their initial product that they first started the lineup with. They have their glass coating, but also they developed an entire lineup of other maintenance products and prep products that I'm going to go over today. Now, many months ago, I had done a test with a friend of mine who had started looking into this brand and had applied the paint coating. So we did an evening together of detailing, and it was pretty awesome. I was surprised because I didn't know this company even existed. I think they've been around now for a year, depending on when you're watching this video, but they've been developing their products for the last 3 to 4 years. So they took their time to make it right. And I thought it was important to highlight this because there's a lot of new brands out there. Every week it seems there's a new coating brand, but very few actually make quality products. And I think this is one of them. Quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody paid for this video. And Armour Detail Supply did not even send these to me. I ordered these from my friends over at TOC Supplies here in Canada. They are providers of fantastic car detailing products. By the way, don't worry, I'll include the links to all this stuff in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So I'm going to go over the products, give you tips and tricks on their application. If you saw my brand review videos in the past, you know that I do deep dives into individual brands and look into their product lineups. I talk about the products, tell you what they are, what they do, how to use them, and also you're going to see a demo on a few of these products used on my own vehicle for a maintenance wash. So stay tuned all the way till the end. So what else can I say? First of all, I think let's talk about the aesthetics. If we look at the branding, I think they absolutely nailed it. So look at this. This is kind of a matte satin appearance on the labels. Very clean aesthetics, modern looking. They have the branding and they also have what the product does. Very simple, no complicated nonsense. I really like what they did. Also, their trigger sprayers, they used some quality trigger sprayers. And here the nozzle, the tip, you can adjust to have either a stream come out or a fan. Really, you customize it to whatever you like for the output. So I think that's good. The ergonomics are fantastic. As far as pricing, we're going to talk about that in the video. Is it good value for money? But they are mid-tier priced. So they're not as inexpensive as some of the bigger brands that are in big box stores and auto parts stores, right? The consumer type products, but they're not as expensive as the top tier pro grade products. So I think they're appropriately priced. Again, check the links in the description depending on which country you live in to have access to the products, but they're appropriately priced. And how are they as far as performance? You're going to see my final thoughts towards the end, but I can tell you so far my experience has been very good. So let's go over the products if you don't mind. Once again, they first started on their product lineup with this product here. Let me zoom in. There we go. This is their wheel coating. So this was their initial offering, and this is probably one of the best wheel coatings that I have tested to this day. We're going to talk about it later in the video when we get to the coatings themselves. But with my friend, once again, when we detailed the vehicle, we applied the paint coating, the wheel coating, a few other products. But this one here really stood out. Of course, what you can expect in 2024, in August or September, my 2024 Car Detailing Products Awards to see where their product lineup is going to stack up. Are they going to win any prizes? Stay tuned to find out. But yeah, the wheel coating was one of their first ones. So we're going to get to those. But let's first start with a few products that they have for maintenance washes. The first one in the lineup is this one here, and it's appropriately called tire cleaner because it is a tire cleaner. It's a heavy duty cleaning product for rubber and plastic surfaces. I looked at the SDS sheet and it's a pH between 12 and 14. That's one thing I really liked about them, by the way. They have the SDS sheets for all their products readily available. It's not hidden somewhere. You have to do deep dives there on the website to kind of find out. Every product has the SDS sheet readily available. You can read everything about them. They have nothing to hide. So hats off to that. Also, the owners are Bradley and DJ. So it's co-owned by two guys in the US. Once again, I think they did a great job. And they were kind of tired of being in the pro detailing business and being asked to kind of give their feedback for other brands developing products, and they thought that their voice was maybe not heard as much, so they decided to jump on the endeavor of creating their own product line, but they only release products when they are fully satisfied. And from my understanding, they're going to keep on the innovation, and also they're going to come out with version 2.0s because they listen to customer feedback. And by the way, if you guys have feedback about their products, make sure you leave comments in the comment section. Hopefully the brand is going to read this. I don't know if they watch my videos, but they also have a YouTube channel where they explain how to use their products. So I think that's pretty cool. The videos are very simple, very well made, and they're straight to the point. So if you guys want to have kind of a quick tutorial on each one of these products, you can go on the Armour Detail Supply YouTube channel. So this is their tire cleaner. It has very good foaming, as hopefully you're going to see on camera. I like to clean the wheels and tires first before I clean the rest of the body, because those are typically the dirtiest parts of the vehicle. And this can be used, by the way, on your tires, but also on your wheel wells, on rubber, on plastic floor mats, on rubber floor mats, engine bays, undercarriages. It has multiple uses. Another thing that I really like is in the back, their instructions. Please always read instructions before you use a product for the first time, but they are so well made and so well put together. It is very simple to understand. So they did a great job at explaining what the product is and how to apply it. And they give you all the tips and tricks. By the way, for all of these products, it's not recommended to work in direct sunlight. So work in the shade on a cool surface, or if you can, like I do in my garage, I work in a controlled environment, 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius with a 40 to 45% humidity level, which is quite optimal for detailing. But you can work outside. Just again, work in the shade. 16-ounce bottle. This, by the way, is a ready-to-use tire cleaner formula. It is a 2-to-1 dilution, but you can get their bigger gallon size, which is concentrated, and the dilutions for the concentrate is 1-to-1 for extreme dirt, 2-to-1 for heavy amounts of soiling, and 4-to-1 for just your regular maintenance. So did this product work well? The way to know for a tire cleaner if it works well, once you're done with your first pass, you're going to reapply and then brush using your tire brush once again. And if the foam that comes up is white, as you can see on camera, that means that it fully removed the browning, the dirt, and the soiling that's on the tire. You can rinse it, and then you know your tire is going to be squeaky clean. And it's important to properly prep tires before you apply a tire dressing if you want the dressing to bond properly and if you want to avoid that slinging on your paint of the tire dressing itself. Tire cleaner, fantastic. I still wish they had a 2-in-1 wheel and tire cleaner. So you guys know I like PNS Brake Buster and the Adams wheel and tire cleaner. Those are 2-in-1, so they do double duty. They can clean the wheels and the tires. I like it when I have one product that can do multiple things. But as far as this, I would easily compare this to the Shine Supply Wise Guy. So that's their wheel cleaner. That is a great tire cleaner. It's not quite the strength of CarPro Retire. That's my favorite tire cleaning specific product, but it is quite there. It's up there. So they did a great job with this. The next product in the lineup is the wheel cleaner. So once you're done cleaning the tires, you're also going to clean the wheel. This one here has an iron remover built in. It has degreasers, surfactants built in, and iron removers with the color changing technology. So yes, it smells bad. It smells a bit like rotten eggs and an APC kind of mix. It's safe on coated finishes, including anodized, chrome, painted, powder coated, and even your matte finishes. It has a pH of 6 to 8, according to the SDS sheet. When you spray it on, it's important to follow the instructions. Let it dwell for 1 to 3 minutes. You're going to see the color change if you have some iron particles or ferrous contamination. In the case of my Porsche, obviously I have carbon ceramic discs, so that doesn't produce any brake dust, no iron particles, but there might be still some road contamination and other brake particles or industrial fallout or rail dust that's in the air that can stick to wheels as well. So that's going to react with those ferrous particles and help you kind of do a deep clean of the wheels. It worked very well. Again, do not apply this in direct sunlight. They say it's a pH balanced formula. When you read it here in the front, that's very different from pH neutral, right? pH neutral being around 7. pH balance means it's balanced to the pH level of the surface you're applying it to. Hence the pH 6 to 8 level they decide to write in their SDS sheet. And yeah, it just works very well. I have nothing to complain about other than I wish they can in future considerations. If they can consider combining both the wheel cleaner and the tire cleaner, a 2-in-1, I would really like that. The next product in the lineup, one that smells very good. They worked on the scents on products that they could, right? The ones with iron removers, that TGA active ingredient inside just smells like rotten eggs. There's nothing really you can do about it, except some other brands which are working on innovations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they perform as well. So at least those perform very well. So the next product in the lineup is their Shampoo Plus. Now, this is their soap. It's a high foaming pH neutral shampoo. It has a kind of fruity berry scent. It's safe on waxes, paint sealants, and ceramic coatings. This is a pure shampoo, so there's no protection in there, and I tend to prefer that because I want to control what protection I add at the end as far as my topper, my quick detail spray, or my drying aid is concerned. So this is just your pH neutral pure shampoo, no additives, no gloss boosters, nothing. It smells very good and it foams. They say high foaming. Yeah, maybe a bit too high foaming if you use the higher concentration that they recommend. What do they say for the dilutions? It can be diluted in your foam cannon if you want to use it, 1 to 3 ounces in your foam cannon container. I used 3 ounces and it was too much. It really was super foamy. You can probably see on camera. I mean, a thick, rich lather. If you guys like that, you're absolutely going to love it. But I think 1 to 2 ounces is a better thing. Of course, I use deionized water, which increases the amount of suds and foam. And also I have a very high quality Krenzla pressure washer that outputs 2.1 gallons per minute of water. So that, of course, leads to even more foam output. So I'm going to reduce the amount of soap used in the foam cannon next time. But yeah, it foams like crazy. For the bucket, you are going to use 1 to 2 ounces for every 3 to 4 gallons of water. Again, 2 ounces is quite a bit. I think you could get away with approximately an ounce. Play with your dilution ratios, right? Start by reading the instructions and then you can adjust according to the level of foam or soap that you guys want in your bucket or in your foam cannon. Again, do not use this in direct sunlight, work in the shade or in a garage. So what's most important to know about this? This is not a pre-wash snow foam or a foam that you use in a soap that you use in your bucket that is made for heavy degreasing. So it's not a high alkaline pre-wash snow foam like a Built Hammer Touchless or a Car Pro Lift. Those are like pH 11, 12, 13. So this is the pH neutral. So it's not meant to be really used as a pre-wash in the sense of pre-cleaning. So what I did is I used a rinseless wash to pre-clean the surface and then rinse, and then use this to apply foam as a lubricating agent to reduce the amount of marring that's on the surface. So this does not really clean for your pre-wash in the foam cannon. This is meant more for lubrication. And as far as lubrication is concerned, it does a great job even in the foam cannon and especially in the bucket. This has very high lubricity yeah, it just glides with the mitt on the surface. So again, this is going to help to reduce marring when you're washing your vehicle. So I really enjoyed it. So very high foaming, just a pure shampoo, very good. It's kind of in the same category, I think, in performance as far as the Adams car shampoo is concerned, which is one of my favorite car shampoos ever, but it's not quite to the level of my top ranking Car Pro Reset. So that's more specific to ceramic coatings. I really like that shampoo, but it's up there, I would say, top tier as far as shampoos are concerned. So, so far, so good, man. They're really doing some great job. Of course, the vehicle has been cleaned, it's been rinsed, and the entire thing is clean, but there's still water on the surface. So if you're towel drying, I always recommend that you use a quick detail spray or a drying aid that's going to act as a lubricant or a buffer between the microfiber drying towel and your paint, thus again reducing the chances of marring when you're drying the paint with your drying towel. So for that, they have a fantastic SiO2 detailer or a ceramic spray detailer called Amplify. This is probably my highlight in their lineup. I'm sure they're going to sell like hotcakes. It has not only amazing gloss and slickness, but very good hydrophobic properties. So you're going to spray a few sprays per panel on your wet surface, and then you take your microfiber towel and you dry. It doesn't leave any residue. It feels immediately slick to the touch. It just works well. It doesn't leave any residue behind. And yeah, it just works. This one too has a fantastic scent, by the way. It has lubricating agents inside there as as well to help reduce marring during your drying stage with your microfiber drying towel. So I really enjoy that. You can use it on a dry surface as well if you like to use it that way, but note that it works super well. It has a fruity scent that I also really liked. It can be applied on top of waxes, sealants, and ceramic coatings. And in the case of my coating on my vehicle, it didn't really alter the properties that much. So it didn't mask the coating that's underneath. So I like when you have products like that, it can be versatile and universal on the application, but don't degrade the properties that are very, very good from a good coating that you already have on your paint. So it did a great job. This one too, do not use indirect sunlight, but yeah, I think this is going to be a very good seller. So it comes in this 16-ounce bottle or 473 mils. For a lot of these products, you can sometimes get in bigger sizes. Again, check the links in the description. By the way, for the soap, I forgot to mention that it rinses freely and easily. No residue left behind. So that's an important thing for shampoos. You don't want any shampoo residue left behind. So you're done washing, drying your vehicle. Next up, for the tires, I always like to apply a tire dressing. And in this case, they call it the Tire Plus Conditioner. So a very, very good water-based tire dressing. Those tend to be my preferred types of tire dressing. I don't like the oily type petroleum-based ones because they tend to sling on the surface, even if you prep your tires well. It cures dry to the touch, super easy application. It has water-based polymers, silicones, and acrylics that provide durable hydrophobic protection. So yes, you're going to notice when you come back to clean your tires in the future, when it's raining outside, you're going to see water beading. So it does some type of sealing on the surface that I think is quite cool. There's a few products that do that. By the way, you're going to see this if it's not out yet already soon in a tire dressing battle. You're going to see how it stacks up to my favorite tire dressings. So again, it works super well. The claim that it has weeks of protection. Like most water-based dressings, you're going to find that it's going to last probably between 2 to 4 weeks. Of course, the level of gloss tends to diminish after the first week, especially after the first few washes. That is normal. Pretty much all tire dressings do that. So it's just made for reapplication every time you wash your vehicle, either once a week or twice weekly or once monthly, whatever your regimen is. Just note that it's super easy. It's a bit on the runny side, so on the liquidy side. So I like to go over with a microfiber towel and to kind of blot dry and buff off the excess when I'm done. But yeah, it dries to the touch, a nice satin sheen. So not overly glossy, not that oily kind of look, but not too matte where you don't see any dressing. So it's that perfect blend. I think they nailed the finish on this one. So it's very, very good. It reminds me a bit of the Obsessed Garage tire dressing in its application. So for those of you who have tested that kind of thing, by the way, any comments you guys have, if you used any of these products, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Drop comments in the comment section. Viewers also love to read your feedback. So now if we go into their products for decontaminating the surface and prepping the surface before you apply ceramic coatings, the first one, and I really like seeing that in companies, more and more are coming out with these. This is the Armour Detail Supply Decon Soap. What is special about this one? It's a heavy type wash designed to strip older waxes and sealants. It has a pH of 11, so this is a stripping shampoo, as we call them. Its starting point for a full detail, so it starts the breaking down process of your older protection. It's not going to fully strip fresh waxes or sealants. Only paint correction will do that. So machine polishing and mechanical abrasion from the compounding polishes and the pads, that's what really removes protection, especially older ceramic coatings. It's the only way to ensure 100% removal. If you've been following my videos, you know this. But this is a good starting point, once again, to start degreasing the surface, do a deeper clean, and start breaking down those older waxes and sealants, because it's important to get the surface free of any previous protection before you apply a coating. So this one here, how is the scent on this one? I don't know how to... It's okay. Of course, it's a higher pH, so you do feel kind of the degreasing properties and the surfactants that are likely in there. But the important thing is that it rinses freely. There's no residue left behind. Both of their soaps do that, so I really like that. You're going to have no residue left behind. This one too can be used in a foam cannon, 3 to 4 ounces in your foam cannon, or in your wash bucket, 2 to 3 ounces for every 3 to 4 gallons of water. So Decon Soap, one of the best ones for that. They did a great job with this. Not quite CarPro D-scale level, but definitely a bit better than the Atom Strip Wash, for those of you who have tried it, and definitely better than the Chemical Guys Clean Slate Decon Soap. So this one here is very good. So after I like to degrease when I do my full car detailings, by the way, I have many of those on my channel. Go see them if you want to see a step-by-step process. So after the wash phase, I like to do the chemical decon. And of course, they thought about it. So they have their iron remover. So it's a pH neutral formula in the bottle, only becomes slightly acidic when it reacts on the surface. It's an exothermic reaction, so it dissipates a bit of heat like all the iron removers. It has special wetting agents to allow for a longer dwell time. So it clings on the surface and it's not very runny. So it stays where you sprayed it, and that's good for the dwell time. And by the way, in the back here, they say, let it react on the surface for 3 to 5 minutes. So this is not a thing that you spray on for just a minute and rinse off. You want to let it dwell on the surface. Another quick pro tip, when you're letting this dwell, if you have a lot of brake dust contamination or iron fallout, you can use a microfiber wash mitt to lightly agitate that on the surface, because don't forget, your surface is clean at this point, right? You started with a wash and then you move to your chemical decon. So lightly agitate it and then thoroughly rinse it down. Once again, it rinses thoroughly, but yes, it has that disgusting rotten egg smell, the thioglycolic acid, the TGA, that's the active ingredient in most iron removers. That's that color changing one, because it has color changing technology. Yes, it does smell disgusting. Not much they can do other than going to another formulation entirely, but those for now are not super good. There's maybe one company that I'm thinking of. Stoner did a good try with an odorless iron remover. I did a quick video on that. So yes, it does not smell at all. It does smell like an APC though, but not the rotten egg. So they did great on that, but it doesn't perform as well as better iron removers like this one, for example, from Armour Detail Supply, or my favorites, the Car Pro Iron X or Geon Iron, for example, or the DIY Detail Iron Remover. So those are higher quality. They work better compared to the Stoner. And also I've heard or seen videos that the Stoner unfortunately seems to stain concrete. So in my garage, I have a sealed floor with a polyurea top coating, and it did not stain my garage floor, but just note that on some concrete, the Stoner can stain that, but no issues with the Armour Detail Supply. It just works as intended. Good iron remover. Once you're done with the chemical decon, of course, I highly recommend that you move to a mechanical decontamination with a clay bar, clay towel, clay mitt, and a clay lubricant to remove any further embedded contamination, because iron removers only remove iron particles. There's still a lot more gunk in the clear coat that you have to take care of. So once you're done with all your chemical and mechanical decon, you're going to go ahead and do a polish stage or a compound plus polish, depending on the level of oxidation that your paint has, the level of defect. So deep scratches, deep swirls, you're going to start with a compound, then move with a polish. If it's only some light defects, you can just use a polish if you want. But at the end of the polishing stage, when you buffed all of that off, it's important to use a panel prep. So either an IPA, isopropyl alcohol mix, or something that's pre-mixed like this panel prep here. So basically, this is not only IPA in there, there's some degreasers and surfactants, and also a foaming agent for lubrication. Also, it has an amazing, they call fruity scent, but for me, yeah, when I read the SDS sheet, they said fruity scent, but to me, this smells more like spearmint gum or like a minty kind of gum, super fresh. This is one of the best smelling panel preps that I've tested, and there's just so much technology in there. It glides on the surface, but it helps to remove those polishing oils and residue, and again, to get the paint squeaky clean without leaving any residue behind. So then you can apply the ceramic coating. So panel prep, this is one of the best IPA solutions or panel preps that I have tested. I would put this on par with things like Geon Prep and Car Pro Eraser, with the best of the best out there. DIY Detail Panel Prep as well. This is very, very good. And the smell, I think with Car Pro Eraser, probably this is some of my best scented ones. Not everyone cares about scent. I do for some of the products like shampoos, because you fill that area, especially if you work in a garage, with that smell, and then you're using a panel prep like this. Amazing. You're done with the prep. You're now ready to start applying the ceramic coatings, right? And the same prep applies to your wheels, by the way. So the chemical decon, mechanical decon, you can polish your wheel surfaces if you have a glossy surface, and get all of that as perfect as possible. Use the IPA panel prep spray to prep the surface, and then you're good to start coating. So let's talk about the first one of their flagship products in their lineup. This here is for certified professionals. It is their Armour Pro ceramic coating. This is their 5+ year of durability coating. Now, this is not the slickest coating I have tested. You're going to want to apply some sort of a topper after it finishes its 7 days of full curing. This, by the way, has a 12-hour curing time without exposure to water or rain. So not the typical 24 hours you see. That's good to see. They cut that down. All their coatings, by the way, are 1-layer coatings. I heard one of the owners say in one of the videos that he's kind of a lazy detailer and he doesn't want to go over the paint multiple times with 2 or 3 coats. So that's why they developed this. I find that not only funny, but super smart, because I prefer to use one coating or 1-layer systems now. I think the future is there. Forget those 2, 3, 4 layers with infinite amount of topper among topper upon topper. It just never ends, right? So 1 layer. But the good thing about this is they use a very high concentration, let me show you this once again because the label is amazing, of solids. 87% of SiO2 solids content with high purity, and it has a higher and thicker film build compared to their DIY or consumer grade regular Armour coating. You're going to notice that it's going to be not necessarily harder on removal, but when you're applying this in your crosshatch pattern or something like to use a circular pattern, it doesn't matter. There's no abrasives in the protection, so it's not going to scratch the surface. Whatever method you like, the most important is to ensure even and proper coverage when you apply ceramic coatings. So you're going to apply this on the surface. You're going to let it sit on there for like 1 to 3 minutes. Of course, it depends on the conditions that you're working in. If you work in a controlled environment like me, 28 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit and 40 to 45% humidity, you're going to be closer to that 1 minute mark. If you work in a more warm and humid environment, it flashes quicker. And if you're in a colder environment, it's going to flash a lot longer. Flashing for this, by the way, it's not the rainbowing effect on this one. It has kind of a hazing or a sweating effect. So this one hazes and has that sweating on the surface. That's the indicator that it's ready to start leveling and buffing. So you're going to take your first microfiber towel to start leveling the excess of the coating in the carriers, and then the second towel to buff to a streak-free shine. Again, you're going to let this cure for 12 hours without any exposure to water or rain. After that, you can drive off in the elements. They recommend waiting at least 7 days before you wash the car. I actually recommend waiting 2 weeks before you wash the car. Let the coating properly cure and sit on the surface, because the coatings continue to cure over the days and weeks, and you're going to see the gloss and the slickness increase. So the only thing we notice when we're applying this is that initial wipe. It's not as slick. This one is just a tiny bit grabby on the first pass with the towel, but after that it gets slick under the surface. Once again, not the slickest coating, however, it has that gloss. It still does have slickness. This one here is the resistance to chemicals, very, very high. It resists chemicals from all the pH range, 0 all the way up to 13. So in the lineup, this is the highest resistance to pH compared to their DIY regular coating that we're going to get to in just a few seconds. And what else can I say? Yeah, it's just good. 1 layer of this. The box that it comes in, let me show you the packaging once again. Fantastic. So look at that, sleek, modern, that satin effect. It has kind of this thing with magnets. You look inside, you get your precautions and your application instructions. And in there, they also give you a microfiber applicator. So if this, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but it looks like the Auto Fiber Saver applicator, which I really, really like. So a very high quality applicator that they put in there. So it's a microfiber applicator. I recommend, and they also recommend, for you to purchase more than one, because their coatings really harden quickly. They're very, very high solids. Not that I wouldn't focus on like 87% solids content with SiO2 in there. Is that better than a 60% or a 70%? Real world performance is what ultimately matters. Yeah, because they have solids, very high solid concentration, their towels and the applicators tend to dry up and harden up pretty quickly. So you're going to want to use 2 or 3 of these for one vehicle. So I would buy a few more. It only comes with 1 in the package, but it is what it is. And this is the one we tested on my friend's vehicle. So I'm looking forward. So far, so good. They claim 5+ years. We're going to see what it looks like in the real world, because you know there are many variables, right? So the prep, the application, the conditions, the weather where you live in, the mileage you do in a year, what kind of maintenance you do, so on and so forth. It's rare that you reach the actual maximum claimed durability, but this should last many, many years. So next up in the lineup for DIYers and consumers, let me focus in on this. All right, there we go. This is their regular Armour coating. So this is their Armour Quartz coating, the regular one. The difference with this this 66% of SiO2 solids content compared to 87% with their Pro one. So this one is almost half the thickness overall for the thickness and fill build on the surface. They say the chemical resistance of this one is pH 2 to pH 13. So a bit less chemical resistance compared to the 0 to 13 for their full Armour Pro quartz coating, but still very good chemical resistance. Great hydrophobic properties on this one. Great slickness. Just like their Pro coating, it's not the slickest out there on its own, but still pretty slick, but great gloss, great hydrophobic properties. This one, they have a 3+ year durability claim on this one. And this you can apply on paint, plastics, chrome, PPF, vinyl wraps, and wheels as well. For this one, they recommend that you apply to 1 to 2 panels at a time. You're going to let this sit on the surface for 1 to 5 minutes. And again, you're going to look for that haze effect or the sweating. And then you start leveling the coating and buffing it off. Halfway through the application, flip the applicator as the coating hardens, and 12 hours of curing with this one. And again, 7 to 14 days without washing the vehicle. And yeah, the shelf life, by the way, for this product is unopened up to 12 months if kept in stable conditions and not frozen. And once you open it, you have to use it within 30 days. And by the way, on their Pro coating, so this bottle here, the shelf life on this one is still 12 months if kept in stable conditions and not frozen. However, once you open the Pro coating, you have to use it within 7 days. They harden like crazy. You're going to see that crystallized formulation on top of the Pro bottle. We noticed that, like, I think even the next day when we used the Pro coating on my friend's vehicle. So it crystallizes a lot. There's a high quality content. It is very high purity, 99 or 99.9% pure SiO2 in there. So they're very, very good with that. If you apply the Armour Pro coating, if you want even more gloss, even more hydrophobic properties, better slickness, and even more durability, you can stack the regular Armour Detail Supply regular quartz coating on top. You're going to wait 1 to 2 hours after you applied the Pro coating layer, and then you can apply 1 to 2 hours later this layer of the regular coating on top. So you're going to have that as a stack, 2-layer system, but better gloss, better hydrophobics, and better durability. That's what they claim. We're going to see if that's the case in the real world. If you guys did that stack, I'm curious to know that it really amplified the gloss and the slickness. I haven't tested that combination myself. Another halo in their system, and I really, really enjoyed this. This was, of course, their OG. This is what they started their company with. This is the Armour Detail Supply wheel coating. This one here is fantastic. It really, really works well. They claim 1+ year of durability, or 15,000 miles, or up to 24,000 kilometers, whichever you reach first. So either 1 year or 15,000 miles or 24,000 kilometers. Very, very easy to apply like all their coatings, but it has better hydrophobic properties, better chemical resistance than most wheel coatings out there. Super easy to apply. It has a high 76% SiO2 content. So once again, very high ceramic solids content in there, very high purity as well. It has high resistance to heat, superior protection against brake dust as well. So very good for those harsh wheel environments with the higher heat generated by your brake pads and your rotors, of course. And like most wheel coatings, by the way, they're going to typically resist 6 to 12 months. So don't expect 5 years of protection out of wheel coatings, because the environment they're in is very harsh. And also when you're using your wheel cleaners, those are very, very harsh chemicals as well. And over the time, they're going to degrade any coating, regardless how good it is. So even one of my favorite ones, Pro Deluxe or Geon Rim, for example, those will typically last up to a year, 10 to 12 months, depending on your conditions, application, weather, maintenance, all that kind of stuff. So this one here, I'm also expecting. So far, so good on my friend's vehicle, by the way. It's been over 6 months at this point, or something around those lines. And so, yeah, so far, so good. Absolutely, absolutely amazing product. It should do very well. This is one of those, though, that they recommend actually 2 layers. Wait 1 to 2 hours between your layers, 12 hours of curing without exposing to water or rain, at least 7 days without washing the vehicle. You're going to let this sit, by the way, on the surface for 1 to 3 minutes when you apply this. You're going to see that hazing or sweating, and then use the 2-towel method to remove. For all their coatings, they recommend that you apply 3 lines on the applicator when you start applying. By the way, the wheel coating comes in this very amazing packaging, so a smaller package. This is a 30 ml coating, just like their paint coating bottles, by the way. They're 30 mils, and it comes with the, again, the Saver microfiber applicator, probably from Auto Fiber, so very high quality stuff in the box, and it just works quite well. It resists very, very well to cleanings, even with things like the Adams Wheel and Tire Cleaner, which is a pH 13, the PNS Brake Buster, which is around pH 12. So that wheel coating from Armour Detail Supply really resists to those higher pH. Technically, when you have a ceramic coating, even just a pH neutral shampoo could do to wash your wheel, and every now and then use an iron remover if you have your standard steel rotors to remove embedded brake dust every 2 to 3 months for maintenance. But yeah, this is going to make maintenance a lot easy. So one of their other products that they have is the glass coating. This one here was not my favorite in the lineup, but my understanding is they're already working on a version 2.0. So let me show you this here. 1-layer system on this one. So this is their glass coating. So hydrophobic protection. They don't have any durability claims, at least not on this. But this, once you crack open, you have to use within 30 days, by the way. And for the wheel armor, did they mention anything? Yeah, this one too. So keep in stable conditions up to 12 months if you do not open it. If you open it though, you have to use it within 30 days. So yeah, the glass coating is not the easiest to apply. It was not my favorite one. Compared to the Stoner Invisible Glass ceramic glass coating, I think this is still better. But compared to my favorite glass coating, which is the Soft 99 Ultra Glaco, that one is much easier, much quicker to apply. Compared to this, this is more of a traditional ceramic coating style application on the glass. So not quite top tier, but okay-ish. Yeah, I don't know what more to say. If you guys use it, let me know what your thoughts are. But this one I likely will not see in my awards video. But like, it's hard to get all of this right. You can see up to now, pretty much all their products are pretty good. And stay tuned till the end for my final thoughts. Another product that they have for maintenance this time, or if you want to use it as a standalone, that's fine as well, is this one here. This is their ceramic spray coating. So this one here is not as slick as the Amplify Quick Detail Spray, but it sheets water quicker and has better hydrophobic properties and also much better chemical resistance. Kind of smells like fruits or kiwi. It's extremely hydrophobic once again for a spray sealant. They say 6+ months of durability claim. It's a mix of ceramic and polysilazane and polymers formula. It works on paint, wheels, glass, plastics, and metal. Do you not use in direct sunlight. You're going to let this cure on for 8 hours on the surface before you expose to water or rain, and do not wash the vehicle for another 24 hours after you apply this. It works amazingly well on all their coatings. This is a very good one. Is it one of the best spray ceramic sprays out there? I think Geon Evo, the can coat, is my favorite still spray, but that's more of a coating kind of thing than a ceramic spray. This is more along the lines of, let's say, something like Phoenix EOD, their Titan spray, for example, or if I look on my shelf over there, it's probably one of the good ones. Dr. Beasley's Bead Hero is another very good one. The ceramic gloss from DIY Detail is very similar to this in terms of performance. So I still have to test long-term durability if that meets the 6 months. But so far, I think 3 to 4 months in, and this is still doing well as a standalone on the tests that I'm doing. So yeah, this is quite well. Again, many variables influence the durability. So, but this you can use. I wouldn't say every wash, so I would keep Amplify. This is their star, right, for a drying aid or a quick detail spray. This you can use after your regular weekly washes as much as you want. This I would apply probably once every 2 to 3 months, like any other spray topper, for proper maintenance of your coating. This is not really going to alter the properties of their fantastic coatings. It plays very well, so obviously they thought of chemical compatibility. It smells okay on this one. It applies well, removes well. Do not use in direct sunlight. Once again, none of their products are sunlight friendly. So for mobile detailers out there, I would like to know if there are any mobile detailers that use this. Sometimes you guys have no choice to work in the sun. Have you used any of these in sunlight, and how are they? Are they bad? Are they any good? Let us know, as it's important to have that feedback. So SiO2 infused, again, it works well. It's the ergonomics, the bottles, the packaging, everything works amazingly well. So what are my final thoughts on this? I think they did a fantastic job packaging, labeling, the story behind it, how hard they're working, the lineup of products that they have now, and I'm sure they're going to add some in the future, like one of their more recent ones. I haven't tested this one yet. This is their Adapt It it's a kind of waterless, well, it is a waterless wash, but this is infused with SiO2, so there's ceramic technology in there. I'm not a waterless type of guy. I prefer soap and shampoo to clean a vehicle. My second best method is a rinseless wash. That's much safer compared to a waterless wash. But this, perhaps, if you want to keep for a quick removing of bird droppings, bird bombs, and that kind of stuff, or if you want to do a quick touch-up if you're at a car show, for example. But I wouldn't clean an entire vehicle in a waterless way. That is not my preferred method. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people who love waterless washes think of that one. But the entire lineup is stout. For me, they remind me kind of like, if this makes any sense, the Shine Supply products and the DIY Detail products. So those two companies, it seems that regardless of which products you pick, they all either work good or very good. There's no very bad product in their lineup. There's no nonsense. They're appropriately priced, so they're not the cheapest. They're not the most expensive. So they're kind of that mid-tier pricing, but they punch above their weight class. So very, very good without necessarily being the best of the best in one of the categories, at least so far. However, I could make an argument for the Pro version of their ceramic coating, the wheel coating, which is absolutely amazing. Their Amplify SiO2 infused detailer. Their shampoo is absolutely amazing as well. So there's a few products in there. I'll be looking forward to continuing my testing and see where they're going to stack up in my 2024 Car Detailing Products Awards video. By the way, I remind you that all of these, I'll leave links in the video description for you guys to check them out. And again, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. If you tested any of these products, let us know which ones and what your thoughts were on their user experience, what you think about the price and all that kind of stuff. So in the meantime, guys, thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see all of you on the next one.